Hey guys, we're back. This time it's just me, Aaron, from the Rookie Project. This is part two of the castle modeling, and we are going to be modeling the doors. I've crudely outlined all the doors with the grease pencil. Here, and the main door right here. And then two trapdoors that go from the roof on the outside of the castle down into the interior. So I want to model these doors without being distracted by everything else. So I'm going to go to the second layer where it is distraction free except for all of these pencil marks. There we go. Okay. I'm going to start with the plane. I will rotate it so that it's facing upwards. Move it up a little bit. And I'm going to select these two vertices up here. Shift S, cursor to selected. Select this one. Switch my pivot point around the 3D cursor and hit the key combination Alt-R. And that basically just rotates your selection around the cursor. Set it to 180 degrees, and 6 steps looks okay. Remove doubles to get rid of the extra vertex that was there. Put a loop cut there and start connecting to make this triangle fan at the top of the door. And the door is going to be this main one, or the big main gate. So we want it to look nice and full and grand, I guess. So now that we've got the basic shape, I'm going to make it a little bit flatter. Let's do the rim of the door, or the outer edge. Control comma to go back to your regular median point selection. I'm going to select everything. That's going to give us our inset tool. And we're going to deselect boundary. That didn't work. Alright, never mind. We'll just delete this vertice and drag these back down. Alright. And now we can extrude this outwards. Whoops. E, X. Just like that. And that looks good. I'm going to start doing the knob on the door. And again, I'm going to switch to a different layer so that I'm not distracted. So it's going to be pretty simple. Just create a circle, six vertices, scale it on the X, scale it down a bit. And I'm going to try to use control click to click this around. So start here, and I just want sort of like a nice swooping, if I turn my grease pencil layer back on, swooping sort of knob. So control click. By the way, I hid my manipulators, that way I'm not accidentally clicking on them. And control left click down all the way along the length of it, just like that. And kind of didn't select the back half, but that's okay, we can fix it. Extrude this around. Alright. Control click that up there. Alright, now we have got these these vertices that I accidentally did not select. So I'll delete them and just period, select the whole thing, Shift D, Control M, Y, X, sorry. What am I doing here? Select the whole thing, Shift D, Mesh, Mirror, Global, X, Y. Man, there we go. I got it. Alt right click, select those, bridge to edge loops. Same on the back side. And just connect these faces back around here. And up here. Alright, now we're ready to move this back. Actually, one more thing. Control N to recalculate the normals just in case anything got mixed up. Move this over to layer 2 so we can put it back on our door. Scale, S to scale. And keeping in mind that this door is ginormous, so the knob's not going to be this big, even though it looks like it might be. But I have to scale it way down because of how big this door is. And I'll have to wait till I put it back into the castle to really get the correct size. But this will do for now. And right. Okay. I added a mirror modifier, but of course the origin is right in the center, so you can't see it. And it's on the wrong axis. So switch it to the y-axis and move it away from the origin, the geometry. Alt-G to put it in the middle of the scene so that we can make sure it's in the center of the door. And that's about what I'm looking for. Might rotate it out a little bit, like that. And whoa, move it down. Alright, so turn on wire so I can sort of visualize it a bit better. That might be all of the geometrical detail we need for our front gate, because a lot of this stuff can be added in textures and bump maps, and so that's where we'll start. And let's put that on our castle. One more thing I'm going to do before I do that is move it back to the second layer. Delete this half of the door, add a mirror modifier. Oops. And then I'll combine these two objects. Alright, move it back to the first layer, slide it down on the X, push it over, get it on the wall. Need to select the knobs and this front half of the door. And slide them outwards because it's not quite deep enough. Alright, so we got that door, and we need the doors that are up here. So I'm going to duplicate this, Shift D, move back to the second layer, and I'm going to adjust it to make it a little better fit for a door that's not, you know, like the front entrance to a castle. Select this top half, move it up, and I'm just going to add a simple looking knob. I think 6. Uh-oh. Oh, here it is. Okay, 6 vertices should do. And we don't want 2 knobs, so I'm going to have to fix this when I apply my mirror modifier. I turned off clipping so that I could pull them apart without them getting snagged at the middle. Turn it back on. And scale it down. Push it against the door. I'll put it just behind the door, and then I'll extrude it in front of the door. And fill these empty holes in. Just on the front, not on the back. Okay, scale that down a little bit. I'll put it back on the first layer and move it to where it needs to go, which is around here. Rotate it. Okay. Then what I can do is take these and pull them back so that they're up against the wall of the castle. Like that, and I notice that I have a face down here at the bottom of the door that I do not need, which means it's on this one too. So, real quick. There we go. Ew, I don't know what happened there. That's not what I wanted. I'll turn my snap element to vertex G, Shift D, or Shift Z, and snap it to this vertex, and I'll have to do the same for these guys. That way I can make sure it's lined up good. Alright, that looks good. I'm going to apply the mirror modifier and delete this extra doorknob. I think that's right side. Okay. Now I need to get this door on the other sides. Instead of Shift D, I'm going to do Alt D. That way I'm duplicating the object, but I'm keeping the data. So if I manipulate one mesh, it'll transfer over to the other. And I'll hide that for a sec. Select my castle, take this center vertex, Shift S, cursor to selected, unhide my door, select it, and do a pivot point to the 3D cursor S, Y, -1. And then I'll have to do SX -1. Uh-oh. Sometimes it will, Alright, that didn't work. Let's try something else. Let's try Control M, object, select, or object mirror, global X, global Y. I'll just move it manually. Apply the scale. Oh, Altar. Man, this is not going as I hoped it would. Yeah. Okay, and just push this back a little bit more, move it back. Ooh, there we go. Finally. And I think the door is a little bit too big, so I'm gonna select the base of the door, Shift S, cursor to selected, and scale towards the cursor, period. That way there's a little bit of room on each side of the door. Okay. Then all I have to do is take this door, Alt D, duplicate it, and rotate it 180 degrees. Move it out, and do it one more time for this one. And then after this, the only thing we'll have left to do is the trapdoor. So once again, go to a new layer, add a plane, and I'm gonna add 6 and 6. Then I'm going to delete these and connect things like this. That was probably not the most efficient way to do that, but that's okay. One more in here. Scale these in, gotta get our rounded corner. Okay, now select all of it, I to get our inset tool, bring it in to about there, I think. Take this face, W, smooth it, if I can find it, there we go. Okay, now we're gonna take this outer lip, extrude it upwards, and pull these down, G, Z. Alright, like almost done with this. Grab these. And I might want to bake this geometry into a normal map so that I don't have to spend so much geometry on it. And one thing you're going to want to do if you plan on making normal maps is to not have straight, flat, up and down edges like that, because then there's no way to bake that into a pixel and you end up not getting the definition that you wanted, if that makes any sense. Okay, now let's add a handle. So cube, S, scale it way down, SY, pull it over, and push it up a little bit. Delete this face on the bottom because we're not going to see it. And that looks good. For now. Actually, I might, because if you think about it, there's really no way to grip this if you were trying to open that door. So I'm going to add a couple of loops and pull them upwards. Now there's an actual handle on it. Okay. Let's move this into place real quickly. Move to the first layer with the M key and Alt G. I didn't do anything. GX, GY, and scale it down a little bit. Push it up so that the bottom is just beneath that edge. And then Alt D, X, and there you go. Okay, so this was all of the doors or passageways, trapdoors, and of the castle. And in the next part, we will go over some courtyard details. So thanks for watching. Just under 20 minutes, that's good. And see you next time.